Let's say it's 9 p.m. You told yourself you do red light therapy tonight. Now here's the real question. Are you going to stand in front of a bright panel, or are you going to be in bed, wrapped up, feeling cozy, and doing it passively? Because this debate, red light therapy mat or blanket versus a panel, isn't really a tech debate. It's also a behavior debate. And I'm not saying that like some motivational quote. I mean literally, the most powerful device on earth does nothing if you don't use it consistently. So in this video, I'm going to help you answer the question in a way that actually fits real life. Red light therapy mat or blanket versus a panel. Comfort versus power. If you're new here, I'm Cam. I test out recovery and wellness tools to see what actually works and not just sounds good in theory. I try to cut out the fluff and just give you the stuff that's worth your time. Today we're breaking down what's actually different about panels versus mats and blankets, why stronger doesn't always win, and how to think about the dose without turning this into some sort of physics lecture. What the research says, and then I'll give you a simple decision checklist plus a starter routine you can actually copy. By the end, you should know which one fits you, either a panel or a mat or blanket. Let's keep this simple. A panel is a bright wall of red and near infrared light. You stand or sit at the recommended distance, usually somewhere between 6 and 12 inches, and you aim it at a target area. The pros, it can be fast and intense. The cons, it can sometimes feel like a mini appointment. You have to show up, position yourself, and then you're often wearing eye protection. A mat or blanket is the opposite kind of vibe. You lie down, you wrap up, you don't have to aim anything. You're getting more full body exposure without constantly flipping anything around. The pros, it's easier to use consistently. The cons, it's often less intense, so your sessions are usually longer. Now here's the part where a lot of people might get lost and where you don't need to. There are a lot of arguments online basically saying this device is stronger versus that device is weaker. But in photobiomodulation, which is what red light therapy is, what matters is the dose you're actually receiving. The practical way to think of it is dose is intensity times time. So yes, panels often have higher intensity, which can mean shorter sessions. But here's the catch. With a panel, intensity really depends heavily on distance. And a lot of people are not really measuring distance with a ruler every night, whereas with a mat or blanket, you have contact. So your dosing can be more consistent from session to session because you're not drifting forward and backward constantly. And this is why the comfort versus power thing is a real debate. See, on paper, power always wins. In real life, consistency wins. So let's talk about the real trade-off. Panels are powerful, but they ask for a few things. A dedicated spot in your house, sometimes some privacy, goggles for many people, standing still or sitting still, and sometimes treating one side, then turning around and doing the other side. Mats and blankets ask for fewer steps. You plug it in, you lie down, you can stack it with things you're already doing, scrolling, reading, or just normal decompression. And this is where people get surprised. They think they're buying more power, but what they really need is less friction, because friction is what really kills consistency. Yes, the specs matter, but only after you've chosen the format you will actually use. Otherwise, you're just optimizing a habit you probably might not even keep. Here's a fact that sounds small, but it can give you some more perspective. With a panel, A few inches of distance can quietly erase the whole power advantage you paid for in the first place. If you slowly start to drift farther away because you're tired or you're uncomfortable, or maybe you're just guessing, you can turn a powerful session into a much smaller dose without even realizing it. So in a minute, I'm going to give you a set it and forget it setup that makes panel dosing way more consistent. And then I'll also share a quick 30-day routine that works whether you're buying a panel or a blanket. But first, let's make the decision easy with real-life use cases. Instead of telling you who this is for, let's do this by general habits. If any of these sound like you might want to pay attention. Use case number 1, I want targeted, efficient sessions. You don't want 30 minutes laying down, you want 10 minutes, done and back to life. And you're willing to actually position yourself correctly, that's when panels make a lot of sense. Use case number 2, I need the easiest version of the habit. You're consistent when the tool feels relaxing, but you're inconsistent when it starts to feel like a chore. That's where mats and blankets start to really shine, because if it feels like permission to rest, you'll actually do it. Use case number 3, I'm busy, my nervous system is fried. I want something I'll actually stick to. If you're already maxed out like that, the panel might win the day. Use case number 4, I'll only do this if it feels like an appointment. Then honestly, a recovery center with panels can be the best of both worlds. At a clinic, the panel is already fully set up for you. The distance is usually more consistent, and you're not negotiating with yourself at 10 p.m. at night. But you trade for it in time, scheduling, and then also long-term cost. At-home devices win when you keep them accessible, they're plugged in, they're visible, and they're ready. Now, a quick research moment. Not a lecture, but one reason red light therapy has exploded is because the research base is getting bigger. For example, a 2025 umbrella review, meaning the review looked across meta-analysis, randomized trials, and found that photobiomodulation showed statistically significant therapeutic effects across multiple conditions, including things like knee osteoarthritis, fibromyalgia, tendinopathy, many more. Now that doesn't mean every device is the holy grail, but it does mean this is just placebo. That argument is getting harder and harder to defend. On the sleep side, there's also randomized sham control studies where red and near infrared exposure before bed improved perceived relaxation and also other aspects of sleep-related outcomes. And then one more important point, photobiomodulation tends to follow what's called a biphasic dose response. What that means is too little and you get nothing, but too much can reduce the benefits, and that's one more reason it's not always better if you're getting more power. Okay, back to what you actually came here for, picking the device. Here's the simplest way to decide with 3 questions. Question 1, do you want targeted power or full body comfort? If the goal is one stubborn area and you also want efficiency, then the panel tends to win. If the goal is, I want something I will actually do at night, the mat or blanket tends to win. Question 2, what time of the day will you realistically use it? If you're going to do it right after a shower, standing in front of a panel might be easier. If you're going to do your session when you're exhausted at the end of a long day, then the mat is usually the path of least resistance. Question 3, where will it live? If the panel is going to be put away and then you have to drag it out every single time, you already know what's going to happen. If the mat can live on a bed or a couch, all you have to do is plug it in, then that's how habits survive in real life. If you want a simple starter routine for either one, aim for 3 to 5 sessions per week. Start with comfortable sessions, not maximum intensity. Remember to use bare skin on the area you are trying to treat. And if you choose a panel, pick one distance, whatever the manufacturer recommends, and then be consistent with it. If you try to guess the distance every single time, your results will likely be all over the place. And if you choose a mat or blanket, prioritize good contact and then give it enough time. Often 20 to 30 minutes is the realistic range. So here's the bottom line. Panels usually win on efficiency and power, as well as targeting. Mats and blankets usually win on comfort, consistency, and just full body ease. If you want a one-liner to remember, it's that panels usually win the session and mats usually win the month. If this helped you with your decision or you found this useful, drop a comment and share which one you would actually use maybe at 10 p.m. at night, a blanket or a panel. And if you're into grounded reviews, real-world testing on recovery and wellness tools, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.